Check, check. Welcome to Amber Skies. I am Blades, and today we're going to do what it says. We're going to set up Visual Studio 2022 with SDL2, SDL2 and we'll think about a basic UDP server. Right, there is something I've already noticed. That's interesting. I can't use that part of the screen. There we go. Sorted. I'm not using that part of the screen. So if you want to ask any questions, please feel free. Okay, we are on Windows 11. Doesn't really make much of a difference, I don't think, but hey ho, you may as well know that from the start. And welcome to you, my viewer. So, without further ado, let's introduce ourselves to Visual Studio 2022. An interest piece of concept art by Microsoft. Useful, they say, for programming. Could be interesting. So grab yourselves some form of browser. And all we need to do is the simplest of things. VS 2022. So VS 2022. Let's see what that gives us. There you go. It gives us a blog. From this blog, download Visual Studio 2022. There we go. It's at microsoft.com /VS/preview/. Why is it asking me for a preview? I don't know. Download preview. What happens next? Yep, there we go. Download a Visual Studio Community as it's free. That will put a file on your hard drive which you run. Which will bring you to this screen here. Hopefully. Let's just get myself settled in a chair. So all I've done is I've clicked this one here, Desktop Development with C++. Even though we're only going to be using the C part of that, and not a lot of the ++, it's irrelevant. It'll give us what we need. And also, because I'm on Windows 11, I've also ticked the Windows 11 SDK, Service Development Kit, in case it needs it. No idea. Don't know, don't really care. Do we have the build tools? Yes, we do. Do I need the build tools 2019? Nah. We'll see how it works. We might need them. Okay? So, download that lot, install, log in. And hopefully you will get to something like this. Wow, what a great screen. And from here on in, I wouldn't say they make it easy, but we'll see if we can manage. So, create new project. Create new project. Let's go with how's about library? Yeah, a static library. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go for a static library. I don't want a dynamic one. That'll make a mess. Shared items. Okay, we're going to go for a static library next. So the solution name is going to be Amber. And this is experimental. And the project name, we're going to call this Amber Net. Okay. Place solution and project in the same directory. No. Create. Lovely. It's done it. There we go. Wow, it worked. Cool. What have we got here? Framework H, PCH.H, oh dear. AmberNet CCP. Which probably can ignore. Okay. Now, we're going to have to be very careful with this. So, unfortunately, we're going to have a look at SDL2 and SDL2net networking next. So, download yourselves the files from SDL2. So, first one is that one. Simple direct media layer. We'll bring you to this. Documentation. Get the current stable version, whatever. Development libraries. This is what you need here. And what we're looking at is this one here. So Windows development vc.zip. Download it, unpack it, just place it on your C drive. And you will have a file that looks like that. SDL2 hyphen and then a bunch of numbers telling you which version it is. So that's that. The other thing you might need to do is get yourselves the network as well. So it's SDL2 networking. Again, it's here. So down to development libraries, and it's the development library here. Download that, unpack it, and transfer the files into here. So under lib, you put your libs, add your libs for SDL2net.dll and stuff. SDL2net.lib, and of course under the includes, you can add the documents as well if you wish. We will also have SDL_net somewhere. There it is, net.h. So those are the two files that we're after. So we've got everything then. We've got the networking and we've got SDL2 all happily sat in here on your C drive. Not bad. I've gone as far as to go to my system path. System. Edit the system environment variables. And at the bottom right it says environment variables. I've gone to the path, and all I've done is I've added that directory lib library x64 for me, as I'm on a 64-bit machine. It's x86 if you're on a 32-bit or x86 machine, which pretends to be 64-bit. So that's all I've done that is different. I can't see anything else different there. Or think of anything else different. So that's your first bit. Can't I just go move up and down? Is there no bar? Microsoft. Why? Why can't I scroll up and down? Oh well. And that's your basic setup. We now have a solution called Amber Experimental, one of one projects. We have AmberNet, which is a static library, and I can't deal with these silly symbols. So I'm going to push a button here somewhere. Show all files. Perfect. Right, so how are we going to do this? Try and decide whether we actually need a directory or not. Might be wise. Source file corresponding to the precompiled header. When you're using precompiled headers, this source file is necessary for compilation to succeed. I'm not going to be using them. Remove. Can I not delete? Yes, I can now delete. Goodbye. Remove. Delete. Framework.h. Might need that one. Alright. Well, it depends how we set this up. I'm just wondering how I would like to set this up. Do I really need this? I'm guessing we can use it. Can't see why not. Alright, that's a bit better. Get that saved. Right, do I want a CPP or a C? I want a C. So we're going to take the PP off the end. And I hate setting these up. You get one little detail wrong and it takes ages to work it all out. I'm just thinking about putting ambernet.h in here. That might work. No. Right, add a new folder. If it says a new whatever, it means you haven't clicked on this button. So if it says add a new filter, well, it's an imaginary folder, which is why I don't like this view. It's all imaginary. I want to know what's on my hard drive, so show all files, new folder. We'll rename this to source. Okay. And we'll just pop you in there. Okay. And in source, we'll also put a header file, a new item, and it's going to be a header file. And it's going to be called AmberNet, funnily enough. AmberNet.h. There we go. Oh dear, here we go. Bless. Thank you, Poppy. Put you out of there. And pop you in here. And it can't find it. So that's going to be one of... So this is where nothing is set up. Absolutely nothing. We're in debug x64 according to this. Solution configuration is debug and solution platform is the x64 chipset. And yeah, it's not exactly being useful to us. So, cannot opening source file framework.h because it's not in the same directory. I'm just wondering if we really need it. Yeah, I'll keep it. There's reasons. So here we can put hash include. And it's AmberNet. That's the U done. We're okay then. We're alright. We know who we are. So what's wrong with this? And I don't know why they've done it this way. I really don't. Don't like it. Well, that works. ... / works. I hate that idea. So let's have a look at the framework. We want to use... Oh, first of all, we need to set something up, don't we? Yes, we do. How are we going to do this? It's supposed to be in every single header file, is it? Or do we place... Yeah, we place it in every file, don't we? So we need to create... Nothing's not working at this point, is it? That's good. Nothing's not working. Fantastic. We need to create an information box. And the information box goes something like this. Star. There we go. I'm going to go... do a few underscores. Okay. So let's do it properly. Project. Created by... This is the information. Fraser Sharp. It's 2021, my God. So let's put in 14 11 2021. This is on Twitch. And what am I calling this series? programming in C. Yeah, we'll have that. Contact email is DAOC Amber Skies at googlemail.com for this one. If you want to contact me. I am not going to have a website, but in case I do later on, put a website in. Twitch is just lowercase Fraser Blades Sharp. YouTube, yes. It will be up on YouTube. And that's just Fraser Sharp, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, just Fraser Sharp. And that should do, I think. For now. And all we need to do is put a / at the end there. There we go. So that's just details on contact. Who's done it, when they did it, and how to contact them. Lovely. Looks good. Never use the first line of a file because of the way things work. Computers are what they are. And always, always, always have one extra line at the bottom. So one extra line at the top, one extra line at the bottom. Massive reasons for it. Don't worry. And that's it. We now have our first file. So this has been done today. Okay, just clean these files up. Perfect. Lovely. Everything's set. Now what isn't set is how do we set this up? Because if I try and build this right now, obviously it's not going to build up much because there's no functions. But we are going to have functions. First of all, we will look at how it's going to be built. So AmberNet here, what we're going to do is right click on it, and right down at the bottom is our properties. Here we go, folks. General output directory is the solution platform configuration. That's not what we want. We want project directory. So we can take solution and turn that into a project directory. Like that. And instead of having all of the rest of this stuff here, and there's a backslash at the end, I'm going to say lib backslash. Intermediate directory can be the same. So I'm going to copy that and just place it in here. Control V. So it's again project directory. There's a backslash missing. Why is that platform still there? That's why. Get rid of the platform. I don't care about the platform. Oh, and the other thing is all configurations. Yeah, that might be a better idea. So we should be working in all configurations, shouldn't we? Make sure we do it on the release side. I hate this. Put that into the release side, and because I wasn't careful enough, I've already made my first mistake. Okay. Right, all configurations active x64 or just x64. Does this have a change? No. I just think it means that that's what's active. I have no idea why it's put active there. Alright. All configurations x64. Let's keep it simple. Okay, target name is project name. Yes. I want to change this. I don't like source. Whatever. Rename. I'm going to call it network. Yeah. Why does it keep going to this blue circle thing next to me pointer? All configuration x64 doesn't. We just want lib, don't we? Add new folder. What are you doing that for? Just call it lib. Stop it. Right, that's where our library will end up. We're not making a program here, we're making a library of functions. Okay, let's get back to these properties and see what else we have to change. Because we're going to need SDL 2 and net. So So, what do we got? Advanced, do I need anything in here? Yikes. Ew. Static library. Windows SDK. I downloaded 11. Oh, we don't have it in the list, okay. ISO 14 Legacy. We'll go with C11. Yeah. So this has to come... Alright, still got 2014. Yeah, that's fine. We can apply that. Alright, so that's the only thing I'm going to change. I'm going to go for programming in C 2011. Standard C 2011 version. It's the nicer of the versions, I think. Probably don't have bool. When did bool come in? No. Reserved words, here we go. Underscore bool was in C99, so we have got it. Okay. That's fine. It's a .lib, yes. Yeah, everything looks fine here. Where's PCH? Oh, it'll come under C++, won't it? Right, VCC directories. I want an extra include directory. So we'll just click here. Edit. And there's some little dotted lines on the right hand side. And I want C SDL2 include. Select folder. And that will come up here. Okay, so that's added. Library directories, I want an extra one. I want the SDL2 libraries. Edit. Pop that there. Click the little dotted lines. Go to your C directory, SDL2, lib. I'm on 64. That'll do nicely. Thank you very much. Okay. So we've got our includes and we've got our libraries. Source directories. Okay, exclude directories, none. Okay, that looks good. Let's go on to C. I don't think I need anything in here, do I? General, optimization, preprocessor I'm not doing anything with. It's already been done in framework.h. Code generation. Floating point model precise, I always check it. Language. Okay. Precompiled. Here we go. Use. Not using precompiled headers. As far as I'm concerned, no. Don't want them. Output files. Browse external. Advanced. All options command line. Okay. Librarian. General. Additional dependencies, additional library directories. Well, I want dependencies. I think that's the only one I want. Okay, additional dependencies. We will have good grief. I don't know. It's sdl2.lib. So sdl2.lib. Right, goes to there, does it? Enter. Good. Enter works. What else we got in here? sdl2main.lib. Which is static. Don't blame me, I didn't write it. It's all written in C, by the way, SDL. That's the reason why I'm using it. And the last one, underscore net. Oh, great. Well done. .lib. Does that look right? Yep. I don't need one test. And I don't need the DLL because I've added it into my system path so it can pick up on the DLLs. Excellent. Done. That adds you in there. So all we have to do now is go to framework.h, and here, after the hash define thingies, these will be additional included libraries. So we have hash include, and it goes with those kind of things, and it is just SDL2. It should be here. Oh, it's SDL. No 2? Correct. What else we're going to need? Hash include. SDL. It's going to be underscore main, isn't it? Yeah. Hash include. SDL underscore net. Fantastic, that worked. So it's picked it all up, it knows what things are, and it's placed them in. Wow. Anything else I need in here? Don't think so. Alright, so we need to tell ourselves what we're about to do, don't we? We are going to create some functions for a server. Sounds good. Let's make a server functions. What functions shall we have? Some kind of initialization. So, how's about, we're using UDP, aren't we? How's about UDP underscore init? Oh, yeah, it's just user datagram protocol. It's not a stream connection. In fact, it's connectionless. And usually used in games, but not like this. Initialize the server UDP server. What shall we have here? Just call it send data, I suppose. Send data, yeah. Basic server. Receive. Data. I've called it .c, so we can't use the C++ namespacing, can we? Might be a good idea to do that. I like name spacing. Okay. We'll stay as if we are. I've decided I want to try and use C only. And that will just be close the UDP server. And then we can decide on any kind of utilities after that. Yeah, okay. How's my coffee doing? As we're not name spacing, we're going to prename everything, aren't we? We're going to have to do it C style. I don't like that. I really does not like that. But I think we should, just to see how it goes. I tend to fall back on C++ too much these days, and I want to wean myself back off it again. I've been finding I'm mixing the languages too much, and sometimes takes me off at a tangent where I can't program properly. Because it all gets twisted. Yeah, I think we can go with that. That's simple enough, isn't it? Just 4. So let's start talking, why am I making a library of functions? 4 functions by the looks of it. Pretty simply, because each program that we use will need to be able to send data and receive data. It's as simple as that. So embedded in each program is a mini server. Because that's all this is. This is nothing fancy. Just to throw data at the other program. It's the 2 programs can communicate with each other, basically. Right, so how much data will we be throwing around? Not a lot. A position and a rotation. Possibly a status. So we need to think about data. Okay. And what can we do? So what kind of data will we be looking at? Why isn't this working? Okay, whatever. So we have position. That's not really the first one, is it? So it's going to be user ID. Position, rotation, current status, do we need anything else? Don't think so. X, comma, Y, comma, Z. We'll make it three-dimensional. X, comma, Y, comma, Z. Axis. Six, seven, eight pieces of data. Eight floats. How big's a float? 64 bits. So it's 512 plus 32. 1024. Okay. So one of the things that we're going to have to define is how much information we're going to use, and we're going to call it buffer size. Are we? That's a bad idea. Why is it a bad idea? Because who's going to know that exists? That's a bit better. So I've got a network buffer size. What else will we need? This could get a bit dodgy. I really want to use namespaces. And we can't, can we? Or can we? I don't think we can. This is going to be a problem if we don't. Because that define wants to go in here. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. Alright, start thinking in C. This is harder than I initially intended it to be. Okay. Actually, no. Okay. amber net underscore init. Amber net underscore send data. Amber net underscore receive data. And ambernet close quit. You don't need this in C or any of this, but because it's a library, you need a header file. Well, you should have a header file anyway. There we go. And that's how you create functions, using header files. Done. Easy. But we do need to keep track of stuff. We're going to need to keep track of something like a UDP. Go with socket. That comes from SDL. That's what we're going to be opening up for communications. So that's going to be network socket. AmberNet. Underscore net underscore socket. Yeah, I've got to keep this in constant. Yeah, I think I like that. So this UDP socket is a structure given to us by SDL2 network. So this is given to us. What it contains, we would have to look it up. So through that socket we can send packets to communicate with other servers. So we'll need some packets, won't we? UDP packet. So call it AmberNet in. It's obvious what I'm going to do next. AmberNet out. Anything else we need? We need the IP address. Okay. I just think it's IP, is it? Yeah, IP address. And we can just call that AmberNet IP. Internet Protocol Address. So those are those lovely weird things that we use on the internet. Yeah. Amber_net_IP. Do I need to put address on there? Yeah. IP address. Double D. Yeah, okay. Those kind of things won't be used anywhere else in the program, so... Well, they will, but not like... strangely, I hope. So, the initialization, what does that want to give us? Now I see a problem. No, I don't. Oops. Just dropping stuff whilst I think. And it may be time for a cup of coffee, because if I get this wrong, it won't work. That's obvious, isn't it? Yeah, we might need to store that IP address. We'll see. For now, we'll have to assume that we do, but do I? I mean, it'll be stored here. Will I need it anywhere else in the program? I think that is... Well, we can alter it as we want, can't we, whenever we want? Alright, so first things first, let's make all of these void. Why doesn't it like it? Okay. Void basically says that whatever happens within the function stays within the function. Nothing is said to the outside world. It doesn't communicate back. Nothing is said. So you can call this initializer and it's not going to tell you anything. But what we are going to need is an IP address. Interesting. And it's const char star, isn't it? These are the things that I have to tell this function. Basically. Let's try port out. Do we need anything else? Looks fairly simple and straightforward. think it'll do the same here, won't it? Yeah, it will. Good boys. Lovely. That looks better. I can read it now. Okay, how do you initialize a port? Right, I think we can do close first. That's probably the most useful one. How do these things work? I haven't got it. Thank you. Can we get to this site? Does it still exist? Ah, here we go. Timeout. So it's just UDP send. Okay, main. So it's that lot there. Feels okay. Let's see what we've got here. So our sock is EU. That's our socket. The out and inner obvious. Or are they? UDP packet out and in. Ah. Packets are addresses. So let's make them addresses. That works. Packets. We don't have. And we haven't started it, so we need to initialize SDLnet. So if there's an quit, there is an init. And it will be here. Those two. So if we are starting SDL from in here, it doesn't actually cause a problem. But how does the user know? I mean, that should be done prior. That's not our problem. We shouldn't be initializing SDL here. That goes into the actual server itself, not into this library. Alright. So what have we got here? Close. This looks in the wrong order. And there's something here that I don't like. It's typical, isn't it? Translate, what are you talking about? I can read it. What am I thinking about? Because we bind a socket, don't we? Int channel. A valid UDP socket to unbind addresses from. Channel. The channel to unbind the addresses from in the UDP socket. This removes all previously assigned bound addresses from a socket channel. After this, you may bind new addresses to the socket channel. So we can have different channels. What does the -1 mean? If channel is equal to -1, then it's failed. Channel to assign the address to. This should be less than max channels. If -1 is used, then the first unbound channel will be used. This should only be used for incoming packet filtering, as it will find the first channel with less than assigned to it and use that one. The resolved IP address to assign it to the socket's channel. The host and port are both used. It is not helpful to bind 0 to a channel. Incoming packets are only allowed from bound addresses. Internal address will attempt to send once on each bound address on that channel. Oh, I see. That's clever. So that's broadcast. So we should really make a note of the channel, shouldn't we? Okay. Int amber underscore net underscore channel. That might be a good idea to keep hold of that. then we can unbind it here. So it's going to be a bind and unbind. So that's SDL underscore net UDP there it is, and that's open brackets, and it's the socket, which is amber net socket, and then it's going to be comma channel. Just leave it as that, yeah. So we can now try and attempt to bind a channel. Why are you trying to translate? Always translate pages from French. Alright, whatever. So, how do we want to get a UDP socket? And how far do we want to go with this? Right. How do we resolve the host? See if it says it in here. Get the port from the communication. That's a list. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Initialize still, yeah. Yeah. Get the port from the command line. Open up the socket. Why no IP address? You got the IP address here. Where is it being used? Weird. Okay. That's not being very helpful. Okay, UDP. So we've got open and close. We might need socket sets, I don't know yet. Resolve host. Needs the IP address, const char host, and a uint16 port. Okay. Doesn't need to be set before calling this, but it must be allocated in memory. Okay. For connecting to a server, this is the host name or IP in a string, yeah. For becoming a server, this is null. So host is used by the client only. All right. Server's listening port number. For becoming a server, this is the port to listen on. Yeah. This can be 0, right. Right, so we do need to decide on a port. So this is port in. Gotcha. Resolving the string host and fill in IPS address pointed to by address with the resolved IP and the port number passed in through port. This is the best way to fill in the IP address structure for later use. This function does not actually open any sockets. It is used to prepare the arguments for the socket opening functions. This function will put the host and port into network byte order into the address fields, okay? So make sure you pass in the data in your host's byte order. Normally not an issue. Correct. It's not an issue. So do we need the host? No. That's a bit awkward. What we're doing is we are going to be filling in a structure for later use. So we're going to need an IP address. And that means what we pass in is the host. That's actually host. Let's make this explicit. It's not the structure that we need to use later on. So it can equal null for server or IP address for a client. We don't really need it. Is it host address? Yes, it is. And I'm using 2 ports. Okay. Right, so this is the result. That bit is the result. That is the server address or null. Gotcha. Do we set this? Got it. I know what I want to do now. I'm going to use that one here. Lovely. Sorted. So we're going to resolve the host. So it's SDL net, is it? Yeah. Net underscore resolve host. And that will go with AmberNet IP address, and it will be the address of it, won't it? Ambernet, IP address, comma, sorry. So the address of that we need, so that's an ampersand sign. Then what did it need? It needed the local host, the host IP address, and the out port. Ambernet out. Does that look right? Get these in the wrong order, and could be a bit tricky. Yeah. Now, does this make sense? So we're creating all the data required for you to connect to you using that out. Okay. Right, so this now becomes very important. But this is what we're going to use now for everything. Awesome. I think it'll work. What do you think? Right, so we can set up the socket now. For the out channel. We've done the in channel, have we? No. We don't care about the in channel, it'll just find it by itself, won't it? It's automatic. It's UDP. As long as the port is correct. Sorry, as long as the IP address is correct, yeah, and the port is correct. The IP address, yeah. We can check any port we want to. Right, so that's got the out port. Let's do the in port. So what we've done there is we have stored information for where things need to go out to. Good. Alright, so how do we set up? We'd have to bind it, don't we? Or open? Do we open, bind, or bind and open? Now we come to this bit. We open. Alloc. We're not binding. But we are unbinding. Dum 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 dum. Doesn't sound good. Don't like this program at all. So let's go to bind. So it returns an int UDP socket, the channel, and the IP address, and it should give us a return. Returns the channel number. -1 is an error. Okay. So the channel is the channel. That one. The UDP socket. For in. There should only be one socket, so that's the socket. -1, yeah. And the address. Dun, 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 dun. What is the address? It's the import. It says IP address. Hold on a minute. The resolved IP address to assign to the socket's channel. The host and port are both used. It is not helpful to bind 0 to a channel. Really? Not quite sure I agree with that. Bind an address to a channel on a socket. Incoming packets are only allowed from bound addresses for the socket channel. All outgoing packets on that channel, regardless of the packet's internal address, will attempt to send once on each bound address on that channel. In other words, broadcast. It's this IP address. Ah. It isn't UDP bind that I want. No, don't like. It's not thinking through quite right. Resolve of the host. We need to open a socket for imports. Nice one. Right. So socket will have you as the socket. Does resolve host not need to give a return? No, because that's an and sign. Int. So you can check for an error. Shouldn't have to. Let's try this. See if we can get this right. Alright, so what do we want to place in here? The import, isn't it? That's the out. This is one in. Okay. Good. It's starting to work. Now we can bind it. Now we've got the socket, we can now bind it. Yes, that makes sense now. So now we could do bind. And we can bind it to the socket we've just made. You. To whatever we're given on that address, whether we have decided that to be and that's going to be the address, isn't it? Does that sound right? Yeah, it does. Then we just have to allocate packet sizes, don't we? I think that's all we have to do. And I think we're done. Wow. Very difficult. Looking okay so far. It's actually looking like a function. So allocating packets. So we can do packet in, then packet in out, isn't it? So what are packet in and packet out? It's a buffer. Create a new UDP packet to hold 1024 bytes of data, UDP packet, star packet. So we're going to have to do those as well, aren't we? Oh no, we've already done them, UDP packets. So I've actually got them. Alrighty, packet in is AmberNet in, packet out is AmberNet out. Alrighty. So I've done something wrong here. It's port in, port out. Yeah, I've done it wrong. That's out. That's that. And we need to open that. Okay, got it now. Otherwise this ain't gonna work. And this is this one, isn't it? Packet equals. Alright. There's your command. command. And it's going to be network buffer size. $1024, I think we put that to. Yep, 1024, that'll do. That's enough. 1K. And we can do the same for the other one. Awesome. Well, actually, it's just that, isn't it, repeated? So in and out, we can allocate. Those are all held here. We've now got a socket here. And we've got the address sorted out here. And we bind the socket and the address together here. Fantastic. Should we give this a number? No. So we've bound it, we have to unbind it. We're freeing up the packets and we're closing the socket. Open, bind, unbind. Should be done in reverse order. Bind, open. Should be done in a reverse order if you're doing it properly. What's free packet V? Packet vector to be freed from memory. Oh, it's for the double asterisk one. It's the vectored one. We don't have that yet. We're not using it currently. Alrighty. So I know what's going on there now. So we can now initialize and de-initialize a server. Wow. My problem is, what are we losing? No, we're not losing anything. That's a void. That's a void, yeah. That code is correct. So we should be able to send data and receive data now. How do we provide data? We provide it as a bunch of characters, funnily enough. If this is to be believed. I'm thinking it's just a bunch of characters. Interesting. Alright, so if we are sending data, we need to look at this. Uint 8. We are sending data as uint 8s. Okay. So, whoops. That is a uint 8. Please tell me, yeah, it does exist. Good. So we've got some data. We want to send it. So what we want to use is something called SDLnet UDP send, probably. I would think There we go. Returns the number of destinations sent to that worked. 0 is returned on error. Okay. Do we use that? Don't forget to set the length. So that's going to be amber net out. Length. Okay, we won't forget to set the length. Don't forget to set the length of the packet in the length element of the packet you are sending. Note, the packet channel will be set to the channel passed in to this function. The maximum size of the packet is limited by the MTU, maximum transfer unit, of the transport medium. It can be 250 bytes for PPP links, and as high as 1500 bytes for Ethernet. Beyond that limit, the packet will fragment and make delivery more and more unreliable as lost fragments cause the whole packet to be discarded. So we only want one. Ambernet out. Max length. I'll do it that way. It's going to have to go to somewhere. Right, this is different to what I remember. We use the socket, the bound socket, that already has the address. host, yeah, where it's going to. Okay. We can't do this here. I've just spotted a problem with this, which is an interesting one. Okay. We're going to need an address. That's going to have to equal something. Using the specified channel or else the packet's address. Gotcha. Whose address? It's the host address. Which will be taken from here. Port out, yes. All right. So is that just Amber net IP address, or is there a dot function on this? Host and port. Got to make sure we get the right one. Packet's address. The packet is being sent to whoever. So the server will have no idea. We want the user's IP, don't we? Or the server's IP. Where will that be stored? It's the host IP address. And if that's null, it naffs me up. We have to record the address as it comes in. How can we do that? This is supposed to be a local, but we need to modify it later on to be global. Okay. What's this here? Okay, so both the local server, this is the reason why I got two sockets in and out. It's that. Gotcha. Alright, so we don't know what it's going to be, is the answer. Simple as that, really, isn't it? Okay. So we're gonna have to go with destination address. That's the best way I can put it. Okay. Makes sense. So length, max length is length. The address is a destination address. Okay. And then we've got this thing here. This glorious stuff. Set the data. Okay. The UDP socket. We've got that. Paste. Alright, so we've got that one. The next one is packet channel. Well, we don't need that. If channel is not -1, then the packet is sent to all the socket channels bound addresses. Ah, right. Socket socks channel is not bound to any destinations, then the packet is not sent at all. If the channel is -1, then the packet's address is used as a destination. Thank you. -1 it is. So we're using that. And of course we're going to need the packet. Which is you. Yep. That looks about right. Do something because we failed to send. This may just be because no addresses are bound to the channel. We've already done that. So if it fails, what do we have to do? It's AmberNet quit. This is why I had to write AmberNet quit first. and then we can exit. SDL underscore. Could be awkward. We can't quit from here. No. Because we're going to be quitting from things we haven't started. So we can't do that. So return num sent. And that is an int. Okay. That's now corrected. Just leave myself a note of what that does. And that's fine. That will send data. How we construct that data is not up to this function. This function just sends data, it doesn't construct the data. And I think the same will have to come from here. On the receive data side. It's looking good. Coffee's gone cold. And we've only got one more to write. Is it coffee break time yet, do you think? I think it is. Lovely. Right, coffee break time. So, there we go. Let's go make a cup of coffee, I think, in a second or two. And yeah, my thoughts on this. It's clean. It's not English, but it's clean. I was going to do a full program in English, but I realised if I'm going to use SDL, I can't. Basically, all I can do is start programming some base functions like this and trying to build it up into something that's more English. So this will do, well, what each function says. It will only do what each function says. And that's the whole point to a function. A function should roughly do one thing and one thing only. It should have an objective. Programming is all about objective setting. That's all it is. And then building the pieces for the bigger objective. It's not about taking a goal and splitting it down. It's completely the reverse. It's finding out what you can do and then building it up. People get it the wrong way around. They always say, well, how would you boil a cup of, boil a kettle in programming? And then when you start looking into it, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Don't do that. Completely the other way around. Just say you want a cup of coffee. Like, I want a server. The basic functionality of a server is to send and receive. So you've got to be able to start a server, send data, receive data, and stop a server or quit. And it is that simple. The difficult part is when you want to use these functions. It's not creating them. It's just following whatever SDL2 tell you to do. They've got a manual, use it. Be right back. I think we might have to leave it there. What time am I on? I don't think my cat's very well. One second, let's just have a look at notifications. That's looking okay. That's looking okay. How are we doing here? Alright, I think we're going to leave it at receive data for now. I mean, it's complicated enough what I've done today without pushing the boat out and messing my own brain up. Because I wouldn't mind working this one out first and reading a bit more of the manual, and that's going to take some time. But otherwise, this is how you write in C. It hasn't said it's an error. But it is. stdio.h, because that's where printf is. So we really should have it in, because we are using it, even though it's not asking me. Oh, it's gone yellow now. Oh, maybe it was going to be an error. Alright, I'm happy. I'm happy that we have the right things in that we need. I'm not overly happy about this initialization properly. I also don't know if we need to delete. Just 1 second. No, we don't. There's no delete. So why is there a delete in C++ if it's not in C? That is just that, so that doesn't matter. Oh well. No, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 commands in C. A very, very easy language to learn. But you can do so much with it because what you use is libraries like SDL, Simple Direct Media Layer. So it deals with all media like sound, windows, that kind of thing. I wonder if it'll do a UI. Interesting. Should look at that. But all the SDL stuff is, you can see it's in this light yellowish colour. The C commands are all in purple. So you can see how many we've used today. Another one, two. We've used 2. Everything else is a function. Or just setting a data type. Or structures of data. And that's how you program. You create structures of data which are useful, and then you manipulate that data. So here we're setting the data length and destination address. Yeah. So we haven't actually used very much C, but it's a functional language, but order matters. So we have to be careful where we include all of this stuff that we are going to do. It's going to be interesting. Now, the last part I want to show you today comes from Windows, Visual Studio itself. I don't know how this works, so we are going to find out. Select a repository, add to source control. This is Git. No repositories. Okay. It's important to save your work out, not just on your own computer. If your hard drive fails, what happens to all your work? It gets deleted, and that's years and years of stuff down the tubes. So, under View, is it Team? Yeah, it's Team. You may have to press Get Started for free. Connect. Here we go, here's Amber Skies. So I've got Amber Skies. I can go other places. This is from my Microsoft account. So these are the things I've got stored on my project system. So what do I have to do? Remove, refresh, remove, refresh. How do I make a new one? So connected. What do I press? Do I have to connect to like there? No idea. New repository. Azure DevOps. Okay, so I can use this. We will use what are we calling this now? It's just Amber Experimental, isn't it? So this will go up onto the cloud or wherever it goes. Create and push. Which will not be included. See the output window for details about which files must be manually added later. Do you want to continue? Yes. I don't want you to include SDL. There we go. And there we go. Done. And it's all disappeared. Okay. Awesome. So we now have a master copy of all today's work. Or do we? What's it done? Zero. It's done nothing. You're joking me. So that didn't work, I'm guessing. Well, that's great. Let's find out what it's done. There's nothing here. Where is everything? Okay. Did that work? Oh, this is just annoying. No, I don't think it worked. Now where's it put everything here? Thank you. Dum da dum dum dum. Select a repository. Add to source control. Select a repository. New repo. Doesn't do anything, this. What does that do? Nothing. I give up. Keeps closing me bloody file and just overwriting everything. Stupid. Right. Add to source control. Git. Push your code to Azure. Existing remote. Oh, it's done it. Oh. Really? Oh. So it's done something. Plus 63. That's lines. It's added a git ignore. So it's not actually done it. Task will continue running in the background. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, I think I know what it is. Show all files. Why did you just come up cancel? Show all files. Hold on a minute. Do we need to add? Okay. Add project files. It says exclude. No. How do you just add them? Okay, so we do have a git ignore. We do have those. Oh, it has done it then. So all of those have been added. 6 changes. How do I see what's on the internet? How do I see? It's got the git ignore and everything here. So it should come up with 1. It does. And it takes it off. So yeah, it is working. Good. So I do have a copy of this somewhere. I'd just like to know where. Hey, the Z-Man. We're writing a basic UDP program server. Trying to work out how this works. I've got a link here. It's given me a link. I'm doing well, I'm doing well. Good. So I've got AmberNet with a network with all our work. And it's on the internet. It's not on my computer. So that's what we've done today. Looks good. And we will continue it next week. We are going to, well, we've done so far an initialize, a send data, and a quit method for a UDP server. It's not looking bad. Not looking bad at all. All in C. And yeah, I'm hoping we'll get there. I think we will. Once I've got received data sorted out, I think we'll be doing okay. Before I do anything else, we'll accept. No. Get rid of that. Alrighty. So now we can exit cleanly. And there we have our very, very first day setting up a basic UDP server. We are making up our own rules as we go along. And we're just doing the basic functions for the server. And we will finish those next Saturday. Currently and right now, what I would like to do is go and watch what's on Eve. So if you don't know, and you go to Twitch, this is happening.
HiSec buyback offers 90% GDA anywhere
This
in HiSec.
is
Simply go to hisec.evebuyback.com.
the Eve Alliance tournament, and it's the finals today. So if you want to see the Alliance tournament,
so Tempest Calciv are out of Alliance Tournament 17. Many
Drop in.
people's favourites to win the whole thing,
Drop
and they
in.
are what most of you in
I'm gonna go and
Twitchland
watch it.
have down as an upset. As locals primary.
So you people take care, and thanks for popping by. I will be going to watch this, and I will also see if I can sort out my head for next week.
Points at all left on my account.
Take care, peeps, and have fun.
Pick 'em. So if I get another prediction in for this next match, maybe you should